Hey guys, today we're going to be learning about agriculture inside the classroom. Agriculture relates not only to social studies, but to math and science. Agriculture is the science of growing crops and raising animals. Nebraska is the fifth biggest state for agriculture. There are 49,969 farms in the state of Nebraska. So the first activity that we will be doing is called the Great Pumpkin. The purpose of this activity is to understand the life cycle of a pumpkin and relate it to other agricultural plants. The pumpkin cycle shows how seeds are the start of fruits and food products. Farmers grow through the same cycle with apples, corn, wheat, and soybeans as they do with the pumpkin. The materials that we will need are paper plates, string, tape, scissors, a stapler, a hole punch, and the coloring pages attached to this document. So the first step of our activity is going to be printing out the cutouts and coloring them. The next step will be, if you do not have orange plates, to get white paper plates and color them orange like this. After that, we will hole punch on the top of each of our colored and cut out objects, and we will tape them to string, and we will run the string throughout all the hole punches. This assignment is essentially used to understand the life cycle of a pumpkin. The pumpkin will start as a seed, move to a leaf, sprout as a flower, turn into a little green pumpkin, and then your big orange pumpkin that you can potentially turn into a jack-o'-lantern. The materials that we will need for this activity is a white piece of paper, 3 colors of washable markers, and a spray bottle full of water. So the first thing we're going to do is crumple up our piece of paper. We will then pull our piece of paper apart very slowly. After we pull our paper apart like this, we will have our 3 different colored markers. We are going to use the first color to just color on top of the crumpled pieces. These are going to represent our mountains. Next, we will use the purple marker to draw just some streams on the bottom of the paper. After that, we will use our different colored marker and draw circles on the paper. This represents our watersheds. Our purple marker represents our flowing water. You will then get an end product that looks like this. As you can see from the water that was sprayed on the paper, the runoff from the mountains and the watersheds are running into the big bodies of water. The next activity that we will be doing is called Getting Beefy with Mean, Median, and Mode, and you will need a worksheet that looks just like this one. For a quick refresher, mean is add all the numbers and divide by the amount of numbers. Finding the median is ordering the numbers from least to greatest and finding the exact middle of all the numbers. Finding the mode is the number that occurs the most, and finding the range is the difference between the highest and the lowest number. The point of this activity is to show agriculture in our state and the amount of beef produced throughout our state. If we read the directions on the worksheet, it says using the Nebraska interactive map, answer the questions below. To find the Nebraska interactive map, we will go to this website, nefbmap.org/map.php. When finding the Nebraska interactive map, your page should look like this. First, click on the tab to the far left labeled Maps and search Beef. Click on the top one that says Beef Cows Inventory, Cattle, Cows, Beef, in inventory. You will then get the names, value, and ranks of all the different beef-producing counties in the state of Nebraska. You will then answer the questions 1 through 5 on your worksheet. The next activity that we will be doing and the last activity that we will be doing is called futures farming. Farmers must plan and study the markets for their goods in order to guarantee the best price for their crops. Farmers use math skills and calculations to determine how to market and sell their products even before the crop is harvested. The purpose of this lesson is to understand the basic concept of selling goods to the future market. The materials that we will need are a future farming worksheet, M&Ms, and a calculator. The next activity that we will be doing and the last activity that we will be doing is called futures farming. Farmers must plan and study the markets for their goods in order to guarantee the best price for their crops. Farmers use math skills and calculations to determine how to market and sell their products even before the crop is harvested. The purpose of this lesson is to understand the basic concept of selling goods to the future market. The materials that we will need are a future farming worksheet, M&Ms, and a calculator. So as you can see, step 1 of our worksheet says the gamble. It says leave your bag of M&Ms unopened and predict how many of each color of M&Ms candies you will get in your bag. You will have approximately 55 to 60 M&Ms in the bag. So the point of this is that you can guess on how many blue, brown, red, orange, yellow, or green M&Ms that you will have. So I went ahead and guessed that every color that I have in the bag, blue, brown, red, orange, yellow, and green, I will have 10 of each color. Step 2 is labeled pre-saling. Would you like to sell your corn, which are your M&Ms, before you harvest and get a premium price for your commodity? You can pre-sell now for $3.50 or for $3.20 once you open your bag. I will sell 2 blue, 3 brown, 4 red, 1 orange, 5 yellow, and 3 green. I will then multiply all those numbers by $3.50. After I multiplied all my numbers by my sale price, these are the numbers that I got. Step 3 is the harvest. Open your bag and place all the M&Ms on the surface in front of you. Count how many actual M&Ms you have of each color and enter the totals below. After opening my bag, I figured out I have 6 blue M&Ms, 8 brown M&Ms, 7 red M&Ms, 14 orange M&Ms, 12 yellow M&Ms, and 8 green M&Ms. Now subtract what you have pre-sold from your actual harvest and write the new number below. If you have oversold all of your part of your harvest in step 2, you will have a negative number in the blank. After you subtract your actual harvest from your pre-sold amount, you will have a graph that looks something like this. Our next step is step 4. Take the information you obtained in step 3 and use it below to find out how much money you made on your corn that was not pre-sold. Only write down the positive numbers, skip the negative numbers until step 7, and you will get something like this. For step 5, it's before and after harvest totals. Add together the totals you made either from pre-selling your corn at $3.50 or selling your corn after harvest at $3.20. My total from step 2 was $63, and my total from step 4 was $118.40. My grand total was $181.40. You will then count in the amounts that you oversold. Personally, I did not oversell any, which gave me a grand total of $181.40. You will then fill in a graph with your estimated amount sold compared to your actual amount.